Hello YouTube, my old bike mates. It's Sparky Rides again, out on the scoot having a hoot. And today we're going to Rye. We're taking the same route as I took on that fateful day when I had an accident in it was the 23rd of August 2019, and it was on this road, actually, this very road here. It's a little bit further up, but it was on this road. There was three of us out for a ride, going to get some breakfast down at Rye. We're going from Maidstone to Rye, and it's a beautiful sunny day, really hot, about 30 degrees, a bit better than today. But it was a lovely ride until we got just up here. There was loads of traffic about. I've never seen traffic like it on a Friday. It's absolutely phenomenal. You have to do loads of filtering and overtaking and what have you. And one of my mates on his RD 350 always rides in front because he's the fastest rider, so he can clear off if he wants to, and he does, and none of us can keep up with him. And me and my other mate, we just poodle along, which I was doing, and we got to this 50, and just up the road here I decided, not on this bend obviously, where it straightens out, we were behind some cars that were really pissing us off, so I pulled out and I overtook two cars, and then the third car round about here decided to indicate right to turn into that bit there. So I braked really heavily and I managed to pull up almost beside him. Unfortunately, my friend behind on the Rocket 3 also braked very heavily, but he locked up and I could hear skidding, and I thought, well, that don't sound good. The next minute I'm flying through the air, so rather unfortunate really. So that's what happened. The reason for what happened is matey on the Rocket 3 had got new tyres, and he hadn't really been anywhere since getting them. He had got them the week before, and you know what new tyres are like, they've got a little bit of waxy material on them, so when he anchored up it just locked up, and he didn't have time to think to sort of on off like ABS does, because he didn't have ABS obviously. It was an older Rocket 3, but yeah, and he tried to squeeze between me and the car. I didn't quite make it. Knocked me flying through the air. I remember flying through the air thinking, ooh, this is going to hurt. And when I landed, after sliding along the ground and tumbling God knows how many times, I sort of landed on my back, or finished up on my back, and I've looked down at my foot and it was at complete right angles to my leg. I thought, oh, that doesn't look very good. So then I tried to sit up, and that's when it really hurt. Not my leg, but my shoulder, because the injuries I sustained were a broken tibia and fibula, and that was an open fracture, so the bone was sticking out. I broke my scapula, which is your shoulder blade, dislocated my collarbone, and broke ribs 1 to 9. Now, to break rib number 1 is very difficult, but I done it. And in those 9 ribs there was 15 fractures. So I wasn't very well at that point. Punctured a lung as well. So that was that. That was the accident, how it happened, what I ended up with. And of course, ambulance arrived. Somebody called the ambulance, obviously, like you would. And a couple of nice young girls attended to me, done their best. They were only, they weren't paramedics, they were only, what do they call them? Technicians, that's the word. So they could do, you know, all the first aid stuff, but they weren't qualified to administer powerful painkillers and things like that. The same, the leg didn't hurt at all. I have no reason why, but it didn't. So, oh, ouch. So, 2 young girls attended. They were very friendly and lots of banter. I'll put a little bit of that on at the end. It was quite, you know, although it was a serious accident, we made fun of it, sort of thing. So, but yeah, they were fantastic. All the ambulance crew were fantastic. I was attended by 2 ambulances, I think, because they called another one to get a paramedic. And laid in the road about 45 minutes, I think, because I've got it all on film. The camera was still running. Excuse me. Yeah, the camera was still running, so it's all on film. And once the paramedic had administered a dose of ketamine so they could get me boot off, I was gone. I was out of it. I don't remember anything from then until 2 weeks later when I woke up in Kings, where they put me in a coma for 5 days. And I just didn't remember anything for the first 2 weeks, basically, until I woke up. Then I got shipped off to St Thomas's, where they fixed my leg, put some plates and screws everywhere, and had to do had to put a patch from my thigh onto the hole that was in my leg. And I gradually got better from there, but the problem is I had a stroke while I was in a coma, apparently. And then I had another stroke while I was having my leg fixed. So I ended up in hospital for the grand total of 3 months, with a tube up my nose to feed me because I couldn't swallow because of the stroke. And nobody really knew what to do with me. I was just one of them bed blockers. No one knew what to do. So, and then of course I got kicked out in November, and I remember this road being bloody long. What is that? Yeah, I got kicked out in November. Went to my brother's for 2 months because he's got a bungalow, so I had to be in a wheelchair because I couldn't walk or use crutches at the time. So I was there for 2 months. Then eventually started getting some physio and hydrotherapy and all that sort of thing, and started walking in a walking boot and what have you, with crutches. Then that was around the end of February, and then of course March, you know what happened in March 2020, they shut the country down. So everything stopped. I went from giving physio and hydro and all sorts to getting nothing. So that was fun, but it's it's taken me, it's 3 years now, so it's just over 3 years now since the accident, and it's taken me till now to actually start feeling like myself again. It's been a real battle, and couldn't recommend it to anyone really. So that's it. That's about it. That's the story, Jack and Ori. So yeah, so I'm on my way to Rye now. Just have a look round at the bikes, get a coffee, and that'll be that. So thanks for watching. As I say, I'll put some little clips of the accident, but not the accident. I'm not putting the accident on YouTube because you get too many experts saying, oh, you could have done this to avoid that, oh, he could have done that to avoid this, you know. I'm not into that, so I'm just going to put a little bit of banter between me and the paramedics, just as a little tribute to them. I just want to say they do a fantastic job. Don't ever run them down. Or the doctors and nurses in hospitals, they do a fantastic job. So whatever you ride it safe. And I'll catch you next time I'm out on the little scoot, having a hoot. So, ta-ra for now, bike mates. Bye now. Fucking hell. Oh, fucking hell.
Most likely need an operation. Off the bike for a while.
Great.
Yeah.
You pull that for
I
me.
must say, you're taking this very well. Let me help. I want to get you comfortable before I start moving your foot. No, this is bad. Alright? Is it sore? Can I have a feel?
I beg your pardon?
Can I have a feel of your shoulder? Oh, lovely, thank you. You must be magic.
Got this special hat that I just pull them out of.
Whereabouts is the pain in your shoulder?
Somebody sold blade, the back sort
The
of.
back?
Yeah, oh there.
There,
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, sort of thing.
Can you move your arm?
But it hurts.
But you can move it.
Yeah.
How much does it hurt?
Don't ask me to lift it above my head, I'll tell you that.
Okay. Right. Ideally, we want to get this off this side. If we support you, can we try and get
Sit
your...
me up, I might be able to.
I just don't think you want to move your leg. I'm not going to lie to you. You don't want to move that. Okay. Whilst you're doing that, I'm going to part the boot. Okay?
What?
I need to take your boot. I need to get you sure.
Got my boot as well.
I'm sorry.
Killed me jeans.
I know.
We take it all, really.
You can make these short.